Hi, and welcome to Geometry. I'm one of the geometry teachers here at Marshall High School. My name is Cheryl Bishop. We're working as a team this year, so you might see me in your classes, you might see Miss Ash in your classes, you might see Miss Barner in your classes, and there's also Miss Sue you'll also see in classes. So you'll be assigned to a particular geometry teacher, and then you might see other teachers that are presenting lessons and offering tutoring as well. Okay? So we are so happy as a team that you're here in geometry. Welcome back to Marshall. For geometry, there is going to be some requirements. First of all, there is some reading that will be done. So as you work through each assessment, sometimes you'll have to do a little bit of reading and then internalizing what you've read. Geometry also requires memorization in vocabulary with terms, theorem, and postulates. We're going to find some new words that you maybe have never heard before, but don't worry, we're going to get through them and you're going to learn them and be able to use them and to get you through the course. So there's going to be vocabulary of terms, theorems, and postulates. And don't worry that you don't know maybe what a theorem or a postulate is yet. We'll get you there. Okay? You're also going to, in geometry, be required to write equations. In Algebra 1, oftentimes you were only asked to solve equations, and you didn't always have to write your own. In geometry, a lot of times we'll give you pictures. So if you look over here, there's a picture, and then it's asking you to find this. Now, you may not know what that means right now, but I promise you're going to know what that means eventually. Okay, so you have to then write your own equation so that you can find this answer. Okay, geometry also requires then solving that equation, which is what we did in Algebra 1 and Algebra 2, is we then had to solve those equations. But then geometry takes it a step further with critical thinking and problem solving. Oftentimes you'll have to take that answer and then plug it in to one of the original expressions to get an answer. And then sometimes even after that, what is that answer actually telling us? Okay? Geometry is a cumulative course. It builds upon the material that we're presented as it goes. So the things we learned in the first unit, we're still going to be using when we get to the final unit of the year. So it's real important to really pay attention to each unit because everything you learn in Unit 1, you'll be using in every other unit. Everything you learn in Unit 2, you'll be using in Units 3, 4, 5, and 6, and so far as we go. Kitty's making an appearance in our video. Okay? Expectations for geometry are similar to what you're going to find in most of your classes. Be on time and prepared to learn. So if you've been asked to come to sync time, make sure you're there on time. And sync time just means when you're live interacting with your teacher. So whether that's me or Miss Ash or Miss Barner or Miss Sue, whoever your teacher is, that you're there. If you're going to join in on sync time, meaning you're there live and having an interactive live discussion with your teacher, make sure you're there on time. Okay? And then prepared. If you've been asked to, before you come to that sync time, having completed an assessment or completed a lesson or watched a video, make sure that you have that done. So that way you know what everybody is talking about while you're there. Or if you're unsure on something, you can say, hey, I watched that video and I didn't quite understand this one part. Can we go over it? Okay? So make sure you're prepared to learn when you come on time. Another thing we want to make sure that we're polite and respectful. So we're going to have discussions and we want to make sure that everybody feels comfortable to participate. A lot of the times the discussions will be keyboard posts, kind of like blogging, and everybody will get to respond, and so everyone will see the post. So you want to make sure that, especially when you're leaving something in writing, that everybody can see that you're being respectful and you're being polite so everybody feels comfortable to post. We want to make sure we always do our own work to the best of our abilities. And that's super important, especially in this digital learning, because that way it's hard for us as teachers to know exactly what help and support we can give you if we're not seeing true, authentic work being turned in by you. So make sure that you're turning in your work that's done to the best of your abilities. And then last expectation is just to make sure you follow all the procedures in the student handbook. Next, you're going to be asked to complete a couple of questions about the class and its expectations. Thank you.